Hey guys, so I'm a really big book reader. I'm currently trying to read my 100 book goal for 2023, and because of my goal I've bought a bunch of books this year, and so I thought I would just show you guys like every single book I bought this year because I'm limiting myself from buying any more because I've bought so many, and I'll tell you guys like how I got each one too. Let's get started. Okay, so first I'm starting with a book that I got from an actual bookstore. It's the only one I actually got from a bookstore that I got it in DC when I went there for a trip. I paid like 20 bucks for it, which is the most I've paid for any of the books here, but it was worth it because this was a really good book. It was The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Like, this book is so good, and like it really helped that I knew the myth of Achilles before I went into it, because the dramatic irony of like the whole book when you know what's gonna happen is just it's so delicious. It really is. So I fully recommend this. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, so that's all you need to know. Woo! Okay, the next set of books I bought from Goodwill, the one near my college campus, because Goodwill sells them for like $1, I think, per paperback, so who's gonna stop me, you know? First one is Memoirs of a Geisha. I really like this book. It was a little bit slow sometimes, but like it was so interesting just reading the perspective of, oh my god, what's her name? She really went through a lot, and just seeing her perspective on like training to become a geisha and the war that was going on at the time, it was really interesting. So despite it being pretty long, I did enjoy this book. Okay, next one I got from Goodwill is When You Reach Me by Rebecca Stidd. So I definitely read this in like middle school, but I completely forgot. So when I saw it at the Goodwill, I was like, you know what? Let me buy it, because I don't remember this book at all, but like I remember this cover so vividly. And I really like this too. It ended up being like a lot more fantastical than I thought it would be, but generally I liked the message. Obviously it's a little bit under my reading level, but I don't really care. I love reading everything, so I also recommend this. Next, I got this book, By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Dead. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really recommend it because it's a very triggering book. It talks about like unaliving and stuff like that, pretty much the entire book. And for anyone that's like sensitive to those type of topics, it's like really bad the way that it discusses them. It very much describes in detail a bunch of things that are just kind of gruesome and triggering, and so I personally would not recommend anyone to read it. Okay, but next I got Molly's Game, and I actually really enjoyed this. I think Molly is so like girl boss for her little poker games. And I think it's just so funny how many like celebrities are mentioned in this book. It's like, oh yeah, Tobey Maguire was playing poker all the time, you know, gambling hundreds of thousands of dollars like crazy. I really like the way she built her way to the top, but of course she like got mixed into a bunch of other things too. And I really want to see the movie with Jessica Chastain because I feel like she would do this justice. So yeah, I would recommend it. I usually don't really like memoirs, but this one was really interesting. Do you guys see how big this stack is? I have to move it if I want to get any of them. And then the last book that I got from Goodwill is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Murakami. Have yet to read it because look how thick this thing is, but I got it because I read the short stories, so I was like, you know what? Eventually I'll get to the lead, but it is literally, out of every book I bought this year, it has the most pages, so I've been holding it off. But so that's the end for all the books that I bought from Goodwill. Next I'm gonna go into the books that I got from my public library at my school, so near my campus, not near my home, because they sell used books there for 50 cents for paperbacks, which is great. And so me and my friend Ella, we went there and we bought books, and then we like had a little picnic and we read our books. And so I've only actually read one of the books that I got there so far, which was Atonement. So I really wanted to read this because I love the movie so much. I really liked the book. I will say though, the first section is so long. Oh, It's really long. Like, it's probably almost 200 pages or something for just the first section. And the first section takes place across like 2 days, not even. So it's just, it feels so much slower compared to the rest of the book, but the story's great, and I also really recommend the movie too. Okay, now on to the books I have not read, because every book after this I have not read, but I'm very excited to read. Okay, so from the library I also got The Help by Catherine Stockett. I really like the movie. I did write an essay about it, and so I just really wanted to like read the original book, see, you know, what was different, if it was an accurate adaptation, you know, that kind of thing. I do know there is some stuff that's kind of problematic about The Help. I can acknowledge those and also acknowledge the good things about it. So I just haven't started it because, again, it is large. And I feel like I keep just wanting to read so many books, so then I end up borrowing from my public library instead, and then I'm like, well, I bought all these books and now they're just sitting there. So that's my predicament. I actually have to go pick up some books, like tomorrow. Not even, tomorrow's Sunday. I have to pick up some Emily Henry books because I wanted to read those. Okay, the next book I got from the library at my college was The Secret Life of Bees. My reasoning for getting this was literally, I like bees and I like the actresses that seem to be in the movie. That was literally like, I saw bees and I was like, oh, bees are my favorite insect. You can't blame me, okay? Next, I got Mirror Mirror, because I saw the movie with Lily Collins. I love Lily Collins, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read the book. Why not? And then the last book I got from my college area public library is called The Reader. This one it seemed so interesting, like the plot did. I think it takes place during the Holocaust, and there's like a mystery and stuff like that, and so I was just like, I want to know what the mystery is. Therefore, purchased, 50 cents only. Okay, and then my last section of books that I bought is from my public library in my town. They had a used book sale, and they don't have theirs like every day. It was just one day, and so I made sure I was there. I stayed there for like 2 hours. I got a cookbook, but I'm not including that in the video, but it's over there. I started trying to cook more this summer, so I was like, let me get a cookbook. But anyways, here are the actual like novels that I got from there. First, I got Valley of the Dolls. I don't know what this is about, but look how cunty this cover is. And like the aesthetic, it's giving me like Stepford vibes, but in the best way. So I was just very intrigued. And again, I don't know what it's about, but I couldn't turn this down. Next, I got Little Women. I've seen the 2019 movie version, so I pretty much know the plot, but surprisingly, I've never read the book. You know, gotta check off the classics. Next, I got The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, and it also has other writings in it. I really, really like Edgar Allan Poe, and so when I saw this, I was like, I have to get it, because somehow I've never read The Telltale Heart. Like, I've read other ones. I've read The Cask of Amante, whatever, The Black Cat, The Mask of Death or something. Like, I'm forgetting the names, but I've read a good amount of Edgar Allan Poe, and I like him. I have to read The Telltale Heart at some point, so here it is. Next, I got Shutter Island. If you can tell, there's a pattern of movies that I've seen that I ended up wanting to read the book. This one still has like the library, like shiny cover around the book, which I love. But so yeah, the movie's amazing. Love Leonardo DiCaprio in it, so why not read the book? Why not? Next, I got A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. There was a bunch of Nicholas Sparks books at the sale, but I only had $5, so I had to like calculate my money. And I used to be obsessed with the movie Walk to Remember, so I was like, you know what? That's the one I'm gonna pick. My brother is actually named partially after the male lead from the movie, so it was meant to be. And then finally, this is the one that I'm like trying to start right now. I've been so busy, so I haven't been reading, is Tuck Everlasting. My bookmark is 6 pages in. Not done a lot of that reading, but I know that Alexis Bledell's in the movie, and she's pretty, so that's all I need to know. You can literally see my pile reaching my ring light over here. Anyway, so those are all the books that I bought this year. If you've read any of the ones I haven't read, tell me which one I should read next, because I don't really know how good any of them are. Let me know if you also like the books that I like too. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this or more of any of my other content. Thank you for watching.